Hello, this is my first devlog on a game I'm working on, which is currently called Arena Wars, but that's a provisional title. Now, this project stemmed from me doing a university project where I have to design a game. The concept for this game is based off two games. Well, a game and a TV show. One of them is called Robot Wars, where you have 2D robots that you program, and they shoot each other till only one's remaining. And then the second one is a TV show called Robot Wars. If some of you seen, it's a show where people build robots and then have them fight against one another in an arena. Their controller based. The previous example, Robocode, does not have any user controls. After you build the robot, they just kind of fight on their own based on how you've coded them in. It's more of a programming game than anything. Um, I started off by setting a Trello page for this project. Went through a lot of research. Like some of my inspirations covered things like World of Tanks, like Robocode that I previously said, and so forth. I then moved on to the design and the content stage where I tried to kind of figure out where my UI is gonna be. I tried to figure out what my vehicles could look like. Again, I went to World of Tanks for kind of a brief. Here I had the very basic of what kind of parts would I have for my robot. I decided that I kind of want to go with the gun, the turret, the chassis, and the wheels, because those are the main two components. I looked at possible designs from different games like Rocket League, but as well as a game that is, I guess, kind of similar to this when it comes to building, which is called, what was this game called? Robocraft. I started designing my 3D models. I tried to make them very basic as I'm not an artist, so it's kind of hard for me to make anything good looking. So I was aiming for the cartoony style. Here we actually have some display of the tanks in the early stages. Either way, moving on. I've been working on this since mid-January. I had my first build done on the 22nd, so I'm just going to show some of the builds, how they played out, what they look like, and what was in the game. So the game's made in Unity using C# as a programming language. So the first build started a bit like this. We had our 4 bars for health, damage, speed, and ammunition. And then we could choose different modules for our vehicle. So it's called track here, but wheels here. Okay. And then we had our logics. Logics comprises of two things: the movement, so this is how it's going to move, and then shooting, how it's going to shoot. Oh, I see it doesn't have that selection box in this version yet. And then the robots would play based off the logic that was given to them. The round lasts 30 seconds, I believe, in this build. And after they stop, nothing actually happens because that was not actually part of the game. So the game's pretty slow paced, but the main gist of what the game's gonna be like already existed. I had some basic animations for the wheels already. Now, Alt Control and Delete to leave. Now, a little bit later, I came with a second build. This had way more features that were not very seen visually, but it was still there. So the big change is the camera angle shifted. It's way bigger. The stats moved to one side. The little UI changes that were wrong were obviously fixed in this version. Not much changes to everything else. Oh, there we go. We actually have the stat panels here. So if we hover over, it tells you how much better and how much worse it is. Anyway, let's give it a try. So the bullets I see are bigger, and there is a massive collision issue with this build, I guess. I added some trails and a knockback, but there's, yeah, a lot of collision problems with this build. Again, still the game doesn't finish properly. It just kind of keeps going. I believe if the time runs out now, it's gonna go back to the previous menu, but this is where I was at with this build. Bit incomplete, but there were a lot of improvements. And yep, just like I thought. Still no way to actually exit the game though. In the next major build, oh, I actually added an icon to the game. So that was the first icon that was probably seen in the page that I've created. Now, if we look here, oh, there we go. We can rotate the podium, and I have some debugging tools for FPS. So a new system was implemented called the credits. So you can't just pick the best everything. You're limited with your choices. So you can only pick so much of stuff. We have the no movement that costs 0 for anyone who just wants to shoot a lot. Anyway, let's give it a try and see the changes here. Oh, there you go. There's the addition of particle effects in this part. There's still some bugs, but I see the collisions way better than it was now. And the dynamic camera. I think this is a very bad attempt to show the camera, but I'll play this one more time just so we can see the camera. There you go. Now we can see who the winner is, and the game ends after you lose health, which is great. So, so I've added a little bit more movements, I guess the chase and the ram, to make it more fun. So ramming is to get that knockback effect, so we're just going to try that one out. And I guess that's it. Oh, just... great. They're just making circles. But yeah, the game looks way better in this build, so I'm pretty happy with the progress. And we can actually leave the game. Way. Moving on. This is my newest finished build. Of course, I have more down the line, but I don't want to. I want to leave that for another part. So I believe this is where I started adding more polish into everything. There you go. I added a little bit of options, not much here, just sound and music. But main menu is here. This is the first look at the shader that I'm working on. So as we see, we have the outline going on. That aside, I believe there shouldn't be a lot of changes in the menu. Nope, that should be the same. There might have been some balancing changes here and there, but aside from the shader, there's not much difference. So, oh, there we go. The collision is not the greatest. But yeah, oh, we have the slow-mo bar. So this is another little thing that has been added. We can now view it all in slow-mo. And the names are visible so you know which one is you and which one is the AI. We can pause the game. Oh, that was not a thing before. And access the options from here. Yes, we can. It's actually working. Return to the menu or quit. But in our case, the game just finished, so whatever. So this is pretty much my about 2 months of development on this game. Go back to our main page. This is the page I'm working on. I try to make my devlogs weekly. Sometimes it's more. I've been on a break recently. I've been moving houses, so it took a while. But yeah, that's it for this devlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was more of an introduction, as this is the first devlog that I've had, and there's going to be a new one coming soon because the version 0.5 is very close to completion. So if anyone's interested, here's my page, which is going to be down in the comments below, and I also have a Discord server which is kind of dedicated to this, where I post my devlogs as they come out. Every single build is available to be downloaded from here, as well as the newest ones, and I have some general tools for bug testing and whatnot. If anyone's willing to help out and give me some ideas, I'm always open for any suggestions and whatnot. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching.